it's gone.
Okay. Yeah, you're very correct. I mean, there are a lot of factors that impact on business success.
Right.
And of course, there's the part of the economic situations. There's the part of probably wrong regulations that can crumble a business. But beyond all of those external factors, there are certain things that are the responsibilities of the business owners, and that is where I usually recommend the human-centered design approach towards setting up businesses or even fine-tuning existing businesses. Now, just like you've said, a lot of businesses would set up, and then 2 years, 3 years down the line, they are shutting down. Ability, so that my business pulls in a lot of crowds, I have a lot of revenues, does not mean I'm profitable as a business. I could be expending more than my revenues coming in, and so I might be running at a loss. Some people do not even understand that a lot of these people have something else that is funding the business. So you see crowd, and then you translate that this business is successful, and then they just go replicate exactly the same model and start running, and then at the end of the day they just end up saying this thing is not giving me money, and then the business shuts down. Now, human-centered design is very key. What exactly is this human-centered design? As the word is human-centered design, it means a way of creating solutions with the people first. Now, the people first, it means you are putting into consideration their pain points. You are putting into consideration their needs. You're also putting into consideration their behavior before profitability. Now, once this thing is highlighted, then it gives you clarity on how you have to take a business idea. Probably you see somewhere else, and then you want to replicate or domesticate it in the location where you reside. Now, human-centered design has stages in terms of processes on how it goes by, but then there are 3 guiding principles. Now, the first one is in understanding the people. Before you set up any business, you need to understand who exactly you want to serve. Who are they? Where do they reside? What are the kind of things or solutions they've been using before?
Okay.
And what exactly is their earning potential, their earning capacity? For instance, if you are looking at replicating a business that is a luxury business, now the location where you are setting up that business, are there rich people in that area? So all of these things are things that you need to put into consideration as the first principle in human-centered design. Now, the second one is co-creating the solution with the people that are to use it. Now, one of the big problems or mistakes that a lot of businesses do is that they set up a business the way they think the customer will want it, and not exactly what the customer needs.
Okay, so that's one of the reasons why business fail: lack of market understanding.
Exactly. So that's the second one. And then in co-creating the solution, you need to sit with these same people. How do you want to be served? What kind of thing do you want? And then you use that to create the business. And now the third part is now understanding that you have to start small. You have to try out the business, you need to get feedback, and then you need to iterate, because in that way you are now fine-tuning the business to match exactly who you're serving. And then this can be reflected in many ways. So probably I'll just use an example and then just drive home the point. Now let's assume that you want to set up, you see probably you visit Lagos or you visit any bubbling city, and then you see a bistro that focuses on creating breakfast. Now, it's a beautiful idea. It probably might be working in that location, and then probably you see a lot of foot traffic. Now, before you take that idea and then come to your own city to try to replicate, you need to ask the questions. First, in the people, how exactly what kind of breakfast do people take in this location? Would people want a kind of breakfast where they can take sandwich and probably a cup of coffee or a cup of tea? Or these people just want to have heavy meals, probably banga soup in the morning. That's what they want to take. Or they want something else.
Yeah.
Now you need to understand that. And in understanding this, you need to be able to ask questions. And how I usually recommend, particularly for small businesses, just have a sample size of people. You could make up of your friends, your neighbors. You have a social capital that you can exploit first to understanding how do people think about these things. Now, when you're able to ask those questions, you're able to get clarity if this is something that a lot of persons want. Now, once that is now defined and say, okay, these people actually are craving for this kind of breakfast, then it's at that point in time that you now go back and say, let me define the problem now. So the problem could be, after you've done your survey, a lot of people are craving for quick English breakfast, but because there are no available options in the entire city, so they have to, go back to the regular available ones. Probably they take rice or take any other thing for their breakfast. Now you've gotten clarity on that. Now you define it. Because people do not have options, there is a gap for creating healthy, or whatever terminology you want to use, light breakfast for people. And then you have that defined. Now once that has been defined, the next thing you need to go is, you are not jumping straight into setting up an infrastructure. The next thing you are going to do now is you want to begin to ideate. So how do I go about this thing? And in ideating again, you still need to ask these people, how would they want this breakfast? Do they want a place where they can stop in the morning and probably have the breakfast before they go to work? Or they just want something like a drive-through where they can quickly place an order as they are going to their workplace, they pick up and then go and have their breakfast in their workplace? So that needs to be understood, and you have to do it with these same people that you've asked those questions. And once you're able to understand clearly, it's at that point in time that you can now begin to say, okay, from all of the surveys I've gotten, a lot of people prefer that they want a drive-through. They can stop, pick up, and go to their store.
Right.
That will make you know that you should not go and invest money in building a big facility, because no person is going to stop and sit in. You are going to be expending money on probably staffing, on empowering that facility, because nobody wants to sit down in the morning. They want to rush or dash to their workplace.
That's right.
And then once you're able to do that, then you now move to the next phase, which is, of course, you are now replicating or starting up something using the sample size you've used. So you start small, you are building a drive-through, and then in building your drive-through, you are now looking at what particular product is, in quotes, most requested for. So for instance, using the same breakfast, a sandwich is one of the top ordered item. In terms of the tea, a lot of persons prefer Arabian tea, or probably they prefer coffee. So it still gives you clarity on what is working and what's not working before you now begin to scale. Now in scaling, you're now saying, okay, probably this location, based on the initial analysis, people prefer that this place, this drive-through, should be close to, let's use Bayelsa, it should be close to Onopa, because a lot of people go to the secretariat, and so they want to quickly stop at Onopa, pick up, and then go to their workplace. Or they want to, from their workplace, quickly come in, pick up, and then go back to their office. As against citing it somewhere maybe around, let's say, INEC Road. So it does not make any sense for somebody coming from far away to come to INEC, stop, pick up, and then go to secretariat,
back,
or from secretariat come to INEC to pick up and go back. So all of these things will give you ideas on how you should drive the business without no guessing.
Let me quickly interject something. All these things now just boils down to one thing: market survey and research. Now, for most of us in this part of the world, we would say, okay, I'm setting up a business because mama in Kechi they do and myself I won't do or maybe for a young girl, oh, my friend ABA is doing it, let me also do my own, that type of a thing. Or some people say, oh my God, I don't need a market survey, my God will answer me, my God is the one that put me there, I will thrive. So people hearing this may be like, there's a lot of work, getting a sample size, ideating, finding an idea, okay, how can I make this work, providing a solution in a particular area. So basically, why is this important?
Okay, this is very important, and I'll explain this in this way. Now, particularly as, in fact, it's everywhere across the world, but then again, let's domesticate it down to Bayelsa State. Now, there are about 4 different factors that you need to put into consideration to know, and in fact, that gives you why this is important. So number 1, cultural context. In Bayelsa, we are a homogeneous people. Almost every person knows each other. I mean, in my contact, I might know somebody that knows this person, that knows person. So we know ourselves. So, you see, people usually patronize business or do businesses based on relationship, based on referral, or probably word of mouth. That's why you can say, I'm craving cocoyam, and somebody around will say, I know so spots that you can go check out. And you don't need to go and guess, because this person has said, I've gone to this place before.
So you just go there immediately.
Just go there and then have that your craving, certified. So that's one. So cultural content is very important, and so you need to understand how this dynamics plays out before jumping into business. Now the second one is the economic situation. Economic realities will let you understand that a lot of people are just hanging by daily income, and that's true. And you might be thinking, they earn monthly salaries, but if you really do your analysis, you see that people find ways to earn daily. It could be somebody, they provide a service and somebody just gives them a tip, or they do something and somebody does give them something, or a non-conventional work and they are rewarded for it. Is that money they use for paying their transport, buying data, taking one bottle of drink, and not the rest? So people live or thrive by daily income. So you need to understand the spending pattern and the earning pattern of people, because for instance, if you want to sell, let's say, land, that's the business you want to go into. Now, understanding the economic realities, the earning power, and then the spending pattern of people will make you understand that I need to be able to create a structure where these people are able to spread their payment over a period of time that is able to match that income, as against saying, bring one lump sum, bring 10 million naira to buy land. These persons will rather prefer that you can provide a payments plan that matches their salaries or their earnings, so that way it gives you an idea. Now the third thing that you also need to put into consideration is the adoption to technology. In this place, are people really primed to using technology, or do I need to be thinking of technology light solutions like WhatsApp, as against going to build one app and say, okay, download this app to order this thing? So those things are also necessary. Then there are other number of factors that plays out, but with this, I can say it's very key that you put this into consideration.
All right, thank you so much, Asieri. Let me ask this question. You talked on human-centered design. Why is that one important? Why is it important? How can it help?
Again, like I said, the process with human-centered design is just okay. So it's just as simple as this. Now, without human-centered design, it's just like one going to build a boat without asking the fishermen what waters that boat is going to sail in. It means that if you do not understand that, you'll be building a boat that is going to be probably going to be sailing. Maybe someone is going to brass, and then you are going to build a canoe for that person. It's because he did not ask. He didn't build with that person in mind, and so you are building a wrong product for a different audience. So woman-centered design is important because it helps you to match whatever solution that you're coming up with the right people who need this. You are not guessing. You are building for them, not what you like or what is fancy. In fact, this morning I was talking with somebody. I was doing a review for a startup, and they wanted to build I don't know if it's okay I say this thing. They wanted to build a solution where you can easily book hotels. And the problem statement was, have you ever been in a situation where you are stuck in your own city at night and you need somewhere quick to rest? And so for that purpose, they are building an application where when you are stuck, you can just open your phone. And for me, I said, it does not really solve any strong pain point, because if I'm in my city, I get stuck, why should I be bringing out my phone to find? I can easily ask, where's the nearest place?
Yeah.
So there's no need for me to use that product. It means that product will just be a nice to have on my phone. It's just like, even some of us, the whole boat and not the rest. The truth of the matter is, a lot of people do not use it because there are certain use cases that you might need it. For instance, probably this whole curfew thing, you are going for a particular occasion and you can't trek out, so you just order a boat to pick you, and after that period of time, you're no longer using that solution anymore. So you need to understand what exactly is the pain point and what solution is going to match that pain point in such a way that you will continuously have people who are using that product, that service, and you are generating revenues, and of course definitely see how you are making profit out of it.
Okay, so now that we know the importance of human-centered design, how can we apply it in an environment such as Bayelsa? Right, people here just also establish businesses, and putting in efforts, it can be quite a hassle sometimes. It can be quite a hassle. So how can we apply it?
I mean, the truth is this: if you want to do business right. Again, it's beyond the hustle. I usually not speak with people who come to consult. The first question I ask: this business that you want to set up, is it for the long haul or is just something for survival? You need to have that clarity first. And if the former is the reason you want to build for the long haul, then you have to do it right. And it starts with, first of all, saying, okay, I want to start by empathizing with the people that are going to use this solution or this idea or this business. In fact, you need to find those problems first, and once you're done with the empathy, which is understanding the people, understanding the problem, then you want to define what exactly am I trying to solve, which is the problem side. And once you're done with the problem side, you are now coming up with, you're now ideating and co-creating the solution not on your own, with these people. Once you're done with that part, you're now coming to the place where you are now putting up a prototype, and then you're not testing to see how it's working. Then you tweak, and then go like that. So it's very important, regardless of your income level, and this thing can be very cheap to do. Honestly, what does it take for you to say, you call your friends together and say, oh, I'm thinking of doing this XYZ business. How do you, okay, let me use an example. You want to sell perfumes. A lot of persons sell perfumes.
Yes.
Now, before I will set up if I am to set up a perfume business, the first thing I will do is I will ask all my friends, how do you buy perfumes? One, what kind of perfumes do you buy? So if I understand that, oh, they don't have a particular preference, they just want regular perfumes, and the way they buy it is just go to a supermarket and buy perfumes. It means that I have a problem if I'm trying to do exactly that same thing, because I have to be competing between them going to buy where they will be buying and coming to buy from me. What exactly should be, what's the unique selling proposition? So I need to understand that if the situation is that they buy a specific kind of perfume based on my questioning, and they don't see those perfumes in Bayelsa State, and they will prefer that they can walk into a place where they can see varieties of a particular kind of perfume. Now it's giving me insight that, okay, I can build a business around specific kind of perfumes that are not readily available. Right. And then I'm able to use their feedback and expand it to other places. It's as simple as going to church and after service and asking my church members these same questions. I go to my place of work, I ask my colleagues these same questions, because I want to get sufficient data to validate the problem or the solution that I want to come up with. So it's as simple as that. You are not spending any money, except you want to spend money, but it can be that cheap to be able to find that. Once you're able to clear that problem side, define the problem, and then get clarity on how you are to set up that solution, then the rest is going to be very easy to do.
All right, thank you so much, Asieri. We're going to be winding down on the program, but before we go, I would like to give a charge to maybe some business owners who are listening to the program and saying, this thing this brother is saying, you think I can be able to do it? Just an advice for them.
Okay, so the reality is this: human-centered design can be applied at any stage of the business. It can be at the beginning, or even while it is going, even as a business, and then you are noticing that probably you're not getting customers. It's at this point in time that you want to sit back to say, okay, am I really solving a problem for people? And you have your customers already that you can use to get this feedback, to get this data to validate if what you've been doing makes sense, or there's a way you can tweak it. So whatever stage of business that you are in, it is cheap to do. And once you're able to understand it, then you see how your business will begin to transform overnight, because now you are now serving people with purpose and not what you think will be good for them. So that's my charge for businesses. Apply human-centered design to your business, and then see how your business is going to transform.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Asieri, Mr. Asieri Odusi, for that. Yes, business owners, you don't hear them now. Try. What doing is what doing well. If you want to do a business, be ready to put in the effort to make sure that you see, you're result oriented. It's not that you put money in it and you say, oh, my sister did do now why I did do do your business well. Yes, that was Asieri Odusi. He's a brand strategist. This is still 97.5 Golden FM. Yes, you can follow us on all social media platforms on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. 97.5 Golden FM Yanagwa. You have an Android phone, an iOS device, do the needful right now. Go to TikTok, go to Facebook, go to Instagram. Follow us everywhere, 97.5 Golden FM Yanagwa, and you will get first-hand access to all content Golden FM. Yeah, by 10 o'clock, the clinic will be coming to you. Yes, we'll be inviting professionals who come and talk on, just enlightening you on some health-related topics. Don't touch that dial. Till then, enjoy the music.